All right, let's talk about The Song of Achilles. There are some books that just stick with you, right? Madeline Miller's novel is definitely one of them. It's left this huge mark on so many readers. But why? What is it about this book? Today, we're going to dive into a review of the novel to try and unpack the secret ingredients that make it such a powerful and honestly unforgettable experience. Let's get into it.
Wow. I mean, the review we're exploring kicks things off with this line, and it just perfectly captures the whole vibe. It's telling you, right from the jump, this isn't just a story about what happens. It's about the feel of the whole thing. It's a heads up, really. Get ready for something that is full of light and beauty, but also something that's going to hurt.
So, how in the world does Miller pull that off? I mean, we're talking about the Trojan War. It's one of the biggest, most famous stories ever told. Well, the review argues that the book's absolute genius is its ability to take this massive, sprawling epic and shrink it down, making it feel intimate, personal, and totally new.
And the key to it all, the secret sauce, it comes down to one single, absolutely brilliant decision she made. She doesn't tell the story from the perspective of the famous hero Achilles. Nope. We see this entire epic unfold through the eyes of someone else. Someone much, much quieter. Patroclus. Now, Patroclus is not your typical Greek hero, not by a long shot. He's not some big, buff warrior. He's thoughtful, he's gentle, kind of insecure even. And the review points out that this contrast is exactly why he's the perfect narrator. We get to experience this brutal, larger-than-life world, not through the eyes of a fighter, but through the eyes of a healer and a lover. And that contrast, that's everything. It's the whole heart of the book. See, the rest of the world looks at Achilles, and they see the legend, right? The demigod who's destined for glory. But Patroclus, he just sees a boy. The boy he loves, proud, yeah, but also kind and curious. And that is what brings this giant myth crashing down to earth and makes it feel so deeply human. Their relationship really blossoms in this one section of the book that the review praises for being just enchanting. It's almost dreamlike. We're whisked away to this time before the war, before all the pressure, to their golden years as they're training as boys on Mount Pelion. The review calls this period a sanctuary, and that's the perfect word for it. It's like this little bubble, you know? A moment in time where their love can just grow, free from the weight of prophecies and duties. It's a simple world of training and music and quiet nights. It's the one place where they can just be themselves. Man, this line from the review just nails it, doesn't it? It taps into that feeling we all know, that memory of a perfect, fleeting time, an innocence that, even as you're reading it, you have this ache in your chest because you just know it can't last. And that feeling makes the tragedy that's coming feel even more profound. But, of course, a bubble's gotta pop, right? The real world comes crashing in. The whole tone of the novel shifts, and it shifts hard. That golden, sun-drenched warmth of their youth, it's gone. And in its place, you get this cold, heavy, ominous feeling. The shadow of the Trojan War is looming. The review uses these really stark words to describe what war feels like in this book. Claustrophobic, politically tense, morally complex, and emotionally suffocating. Yeah, there is zero glamour here. This isn't some glorious adventure. It's a pressure cooker full of impossible choices that start to pull at the very fabric of their relationship. And this is where the central conflict really ignites. The war basically shoves both of them into their destined roles. Achilles gets pulled toward his fate, toward glory and pride. But Patroclus, he digs his heels in, becoming the quiet moral compass of the story. Their love isn't tested by something simple like jealousy. It's tested by the crushing weight of fate itself. This all leads to what the review calls the novel's greatest achievement, the ending. And I mean, think about it. We all know how this story ends. It's not a spoiler. So the big question is, how does Miller make a tragedy we all see coming feel so immediate and so utterly devastating? Well, the answer, according to the review, is something it calls emotional precision. It's like every single word, every line of dialogue in those final chapters is just perfectly placed. The slow unraveling is handled with this raw, aching beauty that makes the tragedy feel less like a plot point and more like a law of nature, like gravity. And that's exactly why the ending isn't just sad. It's devastating, for sure, but it achieves something more. By the time you get to that final page, there's this strange sense of completion, of peace. It elevates their story from a simple tragedy into something, well, transcendent. So, When you put it all together, what really is the source of this book's lasting power? Why does it stick with people so much? According to this review, it really comes down to a few key things. First off, it's just Miller's writing style. Her prose is poetic and beautiful, but it's never dense or hard to read. It's packed with emotion, but it never feels sappy or over the top. It's like she makes every single sentence count, without ever letting the writing get in the way of the story. And ultimately, that really is the book's magic trick. It takes these epic figures from ancient myths, these names we all know, and it makes their story feel like a memory, like something personal and real that we ourselves have lived through. The review sums up the physical journey the book takes you on. It says it's a story that tightens your chest, warms your heart, and in the end, it just leaves you quiet. Which brings us right back to that central question. The Song of Achilles proves that a story's power isn't just in its plot, but in its telling. It shows us exactly how a tale that's thousands of years old can feel brand new, and how a story we all know by heart can still find a way to absolutely break it.